Matt, a huge game coming up Saturday. ITV coming down to play Wycombe at home in the second round of the FA Cup. How's the preparation been? What's the mood like in camp for the minute?
It's a big game, but what I've been pleased with is that the players' focus last week and the week before were on the respective games that we had in the league. Look, this is obviously a really big occasion for the football club. It's a big occasion for the players. It's an opportunity for them to play in front of the cameras. Lots of people will be at home watching it, friends and family. So, look, the preparations have been good. We trained well Monday, Tuesday. We'll train again this evening, and we'll prep as well as we can for what we know is going to be a really difficult test against an excellent team. So, the players are in good form. They're excited to come in and train tonight. Obviously, they'll get far more information from us this evening on what it looks like in terms of for Saturday. But yeah, it's been a good week, a positive week. There's a buzz about the place, and what we need to do is make sure that we take that energy into the game on Saturday.
The opposition coming into the game, 10 wins in a row, top of League One. It doesn't really get much harder a task at the minute.
No, not really. Thanks for that, Will. Yeah. No, look, I went to watch them on Tuesday night, and they are extremely effective. They're a very good football team with some really good individuals at the top of the pitch, but also a really strong team work ethic. So Matt's assembled a really good group of players. That we're under no illusions how difficult the task is for us. However, I think we're in good form ourselves, or should I say I know we're in good form ourselves. We've got to go out and be the best version that we can be of us, knowing that we will get opportunities. What's going to be really important is how we deal with their forward threats, because they are a very good team. So they'll be, full of confidence. I would imagine there'll be a couple of changes in their team from the team that I watched on Tuesday night. But what a challenge. I'm really excited for us to pit ourselves against a team that, is top of League One.
You named an unchanged lineup on Saturday when we faced Eastleigh. Coming to the game 5 unbeaten, we talk about their form, but again, we're in the best run form we could possibly be going into this. Yeah, look, I think as a group, as a football club, we've turned a corner. We've turned a corner in terms of results. Performances previous to those games were good, but what we didn't have was a finishing touch or an edge at the top of the pitch. What we've got now is we've got players that we believe as a group of staff that are in the right positions, and I think the previous results would back that up. So our players should be confident. I know they're all really excited. They can't wait to get here. The atmosphere is going to be electric. The ground's tight, and what we need to make sure is that we use our fans to our advantage, because we know that they're going to make a huge amount of noise for us. And I want the players to enjoy it. I want the players to savour this moment. But it will come down to the basics of football. Again, look, they on paper are a far better team than we are, but it's the FA Cup. We've got an opportunity to make history at this football club, and that's the message our players will be getting. It was announced within the last hour that it would be a sellout crowd on Saturday. You mentioned the fans there, but just touch on how important they're going to be and what it's going to mean to the football club.
Well, one, there's a financial aspect of what it means to us, because we know where we are in the football pyramid. So there's obviously that. What it will mean to our players, I think, a huge amount, because they'll have over 3/4 of this ground backing them. Look, Barnet will probably be the closest that I've experienced to what it will be like on Saturday. And behind the goal, the fans, they are a real 12th man. I think we're going to need all of our supporters on Saturday. But what we've got to do is, regardless of the result, we've got to put on a performance that makes them proud. And they leave this ground, regardless of whether we win or we lose, knowing that each and every player that represented them on Saturday gave everything. Because we can't ask supporters to back us and help us if we don't leave everything on the pitch. So that'll be my message to the players, is to literally go out, right, enjoy the game, enjoy the atmosphere, but leave everything on the football pitch. We know that physically we can compete with
every team I think that we play. Look, it's going to be a new challenge, but one I know we're all looking forward to.
And then just some questions from the BBC, Phil Parry. What does the game mean as a whole in the FA Cup? And again, that exposure to the club.
I think there's what it means on the pitch and what it means off of the pitch. On the pitch, it gives our players the opportunity to maybe have some eyes on them that they hadn't have had previously. We don't get a huge amount of national coverage, which I quite like, but I know that our players, are really looking forward to be able to show what they can do on the pitch. Off the pitch, I think what it can do to the FA Cup can do for smaller football clubs is it can change their seasons. It can change just the way in which they operate because of the finances that are involved. So for us, obviously, the money that we've received to this point for getting to this part in the Cup has been brilliant. I have no doubt that it's helped us out immeasurably, but that's not my job. My job is on the pitch. So what it means to us is that we get an opportunity to play against the top team in League One, and they're there by merit. We've obviously got what we feel is a good game plan, but what an opportunity for our players to go out and play against, presumably if Wycombe keep going, a Championship team next season.
Obviously, we mentioned Wycombe's form, very good side coming in, but how much are you relishing that challenge as a whole, you yourself?
Yeah, I think, look, there's no pressure on us. We go into the game knowing that, everybody's already written us off. So no problem with that. There's no pressure on us. So I think we can't control what Wycombe do or anybody that we play against us. The only thing that we can look at is our prep leading into the game, which I think has been really good. I've been and watched Wycombe live and multiple games as well, as have the staff. So I think we've got a really good idea of the threats that they pose. There's obviously some areas that we feel we might be able to inflict some hurtful moments in the game, but it will come down to the basics of football as per usual. Do our players want to run more than theirs? And I know it sounds very simplistic, but ultimately that's the game.
Do you feel this FA Cup run has played a factor in our recent form?
I think what it's done is it's given us probably a little bit more belief. And when I say us, I mean the players. I had firm belief in them, from the first day of pre-season. But what it's done is it's cemented probably a little bit, more belief into them. Because, look, when you're losing games, obviously, it can become difficult. You do lose a bit of the faith in maybe yourself and your performance levels. And what we've done is we've found a way to pick up points. We've found a way to be effective. I think in all of the games in our recent unbeaten spell in the league, we've been really impressive for large spells. But what we've done better since the Yeovil game is we've been ruthless in the opposition's box. We've taken our chances, and by taking your chances, that always gives you a chance of winning a football game. I was extremely happy on Saturday when we go 1-0 down, but we showed, fantastic courage and belief again to get ourselves back into the game. And on reflection, watching it back, if there was any team that should have won that game, it would have been us.
Plenty of FA Cup experience for yourself, members of the squad. Adrian's played in 2 finals. How much are you going to tap into that in a game like Saturday?
Yes and no, because what we have to understand is that this, with it being a different occasion, Adrian will manage the dressing room like he always does. Some of our younger players on a regular basis go and talk to him and ask him for advice. We've got some other good seniors in there as well. But this might be the biggest game of some of our players' careers. So I understand just how much it means to them. In terms of my FA Cup experience, I think what's really important from my perspective is that I treat this like any other game. My job probably from now until Saturday
is going to be keeping the players with their feet on the ground, because whatever way you look at it, it's 11 versus 11 on Saturday. Right? Our 11 men need to go and do the basics of football better than Wycombe's 11 men. We know they've got outstanding quality, we know they've got outstanding players. But if we go and put in a performance that shows everybody that we are extremely hard working, we understand the game plan that the players have been given, then look, it's a wonderful opportunity for us. And if we get beat, everyone expected us to anyway. And if we get something out of the game and you know, manage to put in a really good performance and take our moments when they come along, then you know, I have no doubt that everybody will be extremely surprised. But I've got full belief in this group of players. The staff have, and the players are, you know, starting to become far more confident.
And then finally, how's the squad shaping up in terms of injuries going?
So still no Craig Eastman, still no Callum McFarlane, obviously no Mason Barrett, no Shauna Darkwa. A couple of the boys have gone out on loan, so it hasn't changed at all from that in which we had last week at Eastleigh. So it will be down to the same group of players, and we'll work on what that looks like tonight, both with and without the ball. And it'll be up to the players to go and deliver on Saturday. But I'm really excited. It will be great to see so many people at the ground on Saturday. And our job is to give them a performance that's, you know, reflective of who we are. That's hard working, that's dogged, that's understanding that we can't achieve anything on Saturday unless we do the things that have got us to success up to this point in the season, and that's been the basics.